Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a bit of a black sheep for the franchise. A lot of people think this is where the Kingdom Hearts formula started to go wrong, which is really bad because this is the second game that came out. It's the one where instead of attacking, you play cards. It was a spin-off on the Game Boy Advance that had critical story stuff that you needed to know for Kingdom Hearts 2. And the whole story is all about gaslighting the protagonist, which means, yeah, it's a little confusing. But hey, I like it. I think it's neat. So for my 31st birthday, I set out to collect all of those annoying cards in this annoying card game in one stream. Or die trying. I won't die. I'll just be like, pretty bummed. To watch us play all sorts of games, follow us on Twitch. That's where we do it. Join the Patreon to support the channel. It is my birthday, and you can support us for $1. Considering all the YouTube videos are free, that's a lot of entertainment. Maybe you could throw me a buck, or $5, you could throw more. I wouldn't be mad. Finally, check out Tulok the Cardbarian, where we're doing all that good Magic the Gathering content, making you commander decks you hardly know. But enough about Magic cards. Let's play a different game with Magic cards.
It's time to duel!
Remember Kingdom Hearts 1, you play as Sora from Smash Brothers. His island got destroyed by Heartless, separating him from his pals Riku and Kairi. Then he met Donald and Goofy from Disney, who were looking for Mickey Mouse from Public Domain. Unlocked some powerful abilities, went to a bunch of Disney worlds, that's video game levels, not theme parks, beat Ansem, the evil darkness man who was making all the worlds blow up, and still ended up separated from Riku and Kairi. Kairi's back on the island, Riku is trapped in the darkness, and Sora is on some hills for some reason. But Pluto's here, and he thinks we should go to a castle. If you remember Kingdom Hearts 1, Pluto was instrumental in waking up Sora in Traverse Town. Why is Pluto so oft the catalyst of major story events in this series?
What the dog doing?
Who's to say? Some girls drawing pictures, and now we're at the spooky castle too. It's Castle Oblivion, this game's location. Sure, in the last game, Hollow Bastion was a castle that was an entire world, but this was a Game Boy Advanced game originally. They had to scale it down. And that's also why the bad guy is wearing a black robe. Surely this aesthetic that was chosen to be symbol for the Game Boy Advance will not carry over for the rest of the series for most of the antagonists. He lets us know that this is the Amnesia Castle. It makes you lose your memories as you go up, although Donald forgot 4 years of wizard college walking through the first door, so maybe this isn't safe. Everything in this game is card-based. That's why we're collecting all the cards. It's also why people hate this one. The other games vary from solid platformer combat to insanely deep hack-and-slash mastery. This one, cards. It's effectively war. If you do a higher number card than your opponent, you win the war. If they play a higher number card, I'm just going to say it normal now, they win the war. If you play the same number, they both break. The zeros are like aces. They can be high, they can be low. They'll be higher if they go second, they'll be lower if they go first. Oh, also, you still have to move. So it's a card game that you have to play while also playing tag. Spacing still matters, you can still dodge, roll, and jump. This is just like Elden Ring, do not be scared. Because we have started playing this game, we already have some cards. Kingdom Key, that's a basic attack card. Cure, it's a basic healing spell card. Potion, a basic quick attack card. Reload. Mark them all off. 1, 2, 3. Breaking the first barrel gives us Blizzard, that's card number 4. Some cards I do not care about are the ally cards, like Donald, that just drop in randomly in the middle of the fight. You can grab them, you can use them. They vary in effectiveness. We're not counting them as cards to collect because we just will pick them up eventually and they don't stay in your deck after a fight is done. Room cards, the other cards, I don't really care about. For a similar reason. After almost every fight, you'll get a room card and you can use those room cards to progress through the world. Some make rooms with save points. Some make rooms with lots of Heartless. Some make rooms with very few Heartless. These will be more important later. We're just getting into the very, very basics of the game to a level that you can understand it. I, of course, understand it all at a very deep and meaningful level.
I don't know what any of this shit is and I'm fucking scared.
Streamphil will also tell you about leveling up here. So, in Pokemon, you have the unfortunately named Power Points, which is shortened to PP. And here you have Card Points, which is shortened to Card Points. We always type out Card Points. And we always say Card Points. No work computer joke on that one. Now here's Streamphil on Donald Duck. Donald is fully useless in this game. He gets shit in the other games for being useless. That is not true though. In the other games, Donald Duck is a fucking goat. Donald Duck is the fucking goat squad member. In all of Kingdom Hearts, I would say Donald Duck is 2 of the 3 best squad members you've ever had. Because I would say Kingdom Hearts 2 Donald, strongest squad member. Or no, second squad, strongest squad member. A brief explanation of why Donald is so bad. One, he cannot aim. He just casts 2 spells at random, including maybe Cure while you're at full health. Worse though, sometimes he does aim. Unlike other Kingdom Hearts games, there are enemies that heal when you hit them with a specific element. So, for example, red floaty guy heals from fire. Blue floaty guy heals from ice. Donald doesn't care. He's just rolling a d4 and spamming something. In a normal fight, that's annoying. No big deal. But there are also 3 bosses that heal off of elemental damage, and Donald Duck will heal them.
I honestly hope he dies.
I'm gonna say sentences sometimes, by the way, that do not make sense. Sometimes I will say things like, if we get the Blue Rhapsody drop in Traverse Town, then we don't have to farm anything but Power Wilds in Olympus Coliseum. And those are words. I might say things like, I'm slating up my attack cards before I slate up my Goofy so that Goofy does his normal attacks. These words don't make sense. That's okay. Like I said, none of you understand what the fuck is going on when I play Elden Ring, so it's fine. This is the same as when I play Elden Ring. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Leon tries to show us the ropes of this game. It's not needed. I'm already the only defender of this game. He does give us a Simba card, though. Big ups for We don't use Simba. The real challenge of this challenge is collecting the enemy cards. Attack, magic, and item cards, we'll pick those up as we go along. But every single enemy in the game also has a card to drop. There are apparently around 5% drops at worst in the rooms where you make the odds the best. Does that make sense? The rooms that make the odds the best are Teeming Darkness, Almighty Darkness, and Looming Darkness. What does that mean for you, the viewer of this video? Nothing. We're just going to talk about farming sometimes, except the bosses. They drop their cards automatically. The first boss is Guard Armor. It's got a bunch of different limbs, and like all boss fights, we got a Mickey card. When you use the Mickey card here, this boss breaks. It just does. They're always zeros, so you can always hit them, and they always do something that fully trivializes the boss fight. This time, they make all the boss's body parts fall down, so you can hit them. That's pretty good. But the boss fights were never really going to be the challenge. This is a marathon, not a sprint, much like learning how to code. But marathons can be fun, and so too can be learning to code. It's still hard work, but it can be fun hard work thanks to today's sponsor, boot.dev. That's right, gamers, this video is sponsored by boot.dev. Boot.dev is the best place to learn back-end web development, and boy, learning back-end web development is a lot more important than learning where all of the cards are in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. That's because, according to Stack Overflow, the median salary for a back-end web developer was over $100,000 in 2023. And that's a lot of money, spelled with a U because it's Kingdom Hearts. Moogle points are the currency in this game, but we're moving on. We're moving on. I love boot.dev because they do a good job of gamifying the code learning experience. And I'm a sucker for gamification models. It really just speaks to my gamer brain to get points and to get scores and to know I could score a little more if I kept going a little bit longer. Boot.dev will teach you how to code in Python, Go, JavaScript, SQL. If you want to learn coding, this is the place to be. And they have you learn to code by coding, which is the best way to learn how to code. Doing it a lot, like a lot. But you need to do it a lot, especially if you want to do it as a job. All of Boot.dev's content is free to read and watch in guest mode. Paying just unlocks the interactive hands-on stuff and the gamification modes to keep you a little more engaged and interested. So I suggest check out a few of the free lessons, and then once you figured out you love it, you use our offer code. Click the link in the description and use offer code TULOK at checkout for 25% off an annual subscription. That's the link right there in the description. Click it and then use offer code TULOK at checkout for 25% off your annual subscription. Now let's go back to getting some cards. The real story happens in between the worlds, in the halls, like a Netflix Marvel show. Time for the greatest character in all of fiction. It's Axel, baby. He's a fireman, and he did say a swear in the original game, the HE double hockey sticks word, which is fucked up for a Disney game. He's another member of Organization 13. A great strategy here is just storing some zeros, then breaking all of his cards. We don't do that. Donald, how are we doing? Okay, Donald, double blue.
Touch.
Okay, Thunder's fine. Fire, he healed him. I guess maybe I'm stupid for expecting someone named Donald to help me in any way. Anyway, easy mode, we're fine. We now have the fire card. Wow. We're going to Agrabah first because, everyone, I talked about how Donald is the second best squad member in Kingdom Hearts 2. Second best all across Kingdom Hearts. The best squad member in all of Kingdom Hearts history is Chain of Memories Aladdin. Yeah, so Aladdin doesn't show up in our first fight in Agrabah, and we died. Unfortunately, we just have to take time to actually build like half a deck. This is not the deck we're going to be using the rest of the day because we just want to get some Aladdin stuff first. Speaking of, he actually shows up in our second attempt, and Aladdin is the best. Aladdin dashes through enemies, and every time he hits them, they drop $5. In Magic the Gathering terms, imagine if Colossal Dreadmaw bought you a booster pack every time you attacked with it. In Lorcana terms, I haven't played Lorcana. Unlike other trading card games, there is no power creep in this one. The best cards exist in the earliest levels because the best cards are just one card, and that card is the Blizzard card. Unlike in the Final Fantasy set where I think it's kind of underpowered. Although I think you're supposed to use it with Vivi. I think Vivi is the person who's supposed to cast the elemental magic types, and you're just supposed to have so much mana that you just eventually cast them at their highest level because, you know, why not? Anyway, putting this all together, Aladdin gives us money. We need to farm an enemy card from every single enemy in the game. There are several enemies exclusive to this level, and advancing further into the game will potentially put worse spells into shops. That means we spent over 2 hours in Agrabah just farming Heartless. And farming has some issues. First, if you want an enemy card to drop, it needs to be the last enemy in an encounter that you kill, which can range from slightly annoying to being fudge and miserable, depending on what you're trying to hit. Number 2, some enemies have immunities. The Green Requiem, for example, are fully immune to all magic attacks, so we actually do need to put a few attack cards in this deck just for them. But hey, we get the 3 wishes. Ether, Bandit, Yellow Opera, Fat Bandit, and Green Requiem cards. And lots of blizzards. When it comes to going through Chain of Memories fast, there are 2 schools of thought. Some, like Sonic Blade, and some read the Blizzaga Saga. Both are slates. They are groups of 3 cards you put together to get a bigger number. Using attack cards, that big number can also give you a unique combo depending on the number. That means you have to carefully sculpt your deck to be the right numbers so you're hitting the right combo move, Sonic Blade. We have no footage of this, because I don't do it, because I don't think it's very good. Sonic Blade was the GOAT on the Game Boy Advance version of the game, which was much smaller rooms. It's a pseudo 3D plane. Chain of Memories, which we are playing, is fully 3D, and thus dashing straight forward and backward doesn't clear the room as quickly as something like a gigantic ice shotgun. One other important part of slates is that the first card you put in a slate does not come back when you reload, which means all that tricky math you did setting up your deck to hit the right numbers with Sonic Blade, well, I hope you're also setting up the right numbers so that when you take the first of the 3 numbers out and slot in a number from a different group of 3 that it also works. Sounds confusing, right? With Blizzards, it's 3 Blizzard cards. That's it. You did Blizzaga. Some bosses are immune to Blizzaga, but since we also spent all of our money from Aladdin and 2 hours of farming early, we also have plenty of fire cards. And bosses that are immune to Blizzard are weak to fire. So we do have a solution for that. We just have a backup deck that's mostly fire. Jafar continues the tradition of being terrible in every Kingdom Hearts game. There are 4 Jafar boss fights. I think they're all bad. This one has you chasing a bird around and trying to skeet shoot it. Google Jafar makes me skeet on your work computer. Guess what card we got for beating him? It's Jafar. Amazing. Not a lot of story in these early stairwells. Basically, everybody's just forgetting stuff because of the Amnesia Castle. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Just not climb it?
I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
Agrabah farming was okay. Now it's time for...
Yeah, you effing with some wet-ass P-word.
Here's a breakdown of the enemies we're farming and the issues we might run into. Large body. They have big bellies that can't take damage in the front from physical attacks. We don't use physical attacks. It's not a problem. Blue Requiem. This is immune to blizzard damage. That's actually a little rough, but we have a few fire spells in the deck too, so not that much of a problem. Power Wilds and Bouncy Wilds. Hey, they're the monkeys.
And people say we monkey around.
Your dad and mom might not like that joke, but your grandparents will love it. God willing, they're still alive. When we're farming for them, sometimes they'll just jump in front of a bullet and hunt for someone else, like Harambe. It really has all gone downhill since then, huh? RIP to a real one. To be honest, the issue with every farm is that every farm is a farm, and it's all RNG, and there's 30 enemy cards in the game, and we've never had an Elden Ring run where we farmed 30 items. Not true. The all weapons versus all bosses run, we probably farmed 30 items. We didn't do all of that in one day though. This is also where we get the Olympia Keyblade. That's one. The High Potion also comes after beating Cloud, not the Cloud card, which seems pretty weird. Hey, who likes fast boss fights? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's Hades. That's the Hades card, and Hades cards sure aren't showing up all that fast. And then we get a Cloud card, too. I think they just goofed, but also, it's weird that Cloud is a summon in this game. He's not a summon in the other games. Also, he does move between worlds, which isn't allowed because he's in Hollow Bastion in Kingdom Hearts 2, so what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
So the real reason we hit Olympus early was to get the Blue Rhapsody out of the way. The rest of the worlds don't have basic enemies immune to ice damage, which means we can really start clearing some shit out. And hey, not every world gets a needle drop, for a couple reasons. Reason one, we can't really talk about hours of grinding in every world. You know that. We never do that. It's not good content. Reason two, all of these worlds are the same as the worlds from the Kingdom Hearts 1 video, which means we already did needle drops for them. Instead, we'll talk about each world and the cards we get from them. Monstro, Air Soldier, Wishing Star, Search Ghost. Hell, we get so overleveled, it's not even totally worth it to talk about the boss fights. I can show the whole fight though. I mean, I'm showing the whole fight here. Whole fight's happening, but this is the part of the stream where if you look up at stream fill, I'm not really talking because we're already like 7 hours into the stream at this point, or no, about 6. I think about 6. Yeah, probably about 6. Boss fights. That's Parasite Cage, baby. Despite all its rage, it's still just Parasite Cage. This level also has a minigame where you have to kill a bunch of shadows. It's way easier if you just use Blizzaga, but I found that Fire was better at hunting down specific enemies for farming, so we were using that instead of Blizzaga. It was fine, went fine. I think it's honestly more interesting to talk about behind the scenes stuff for this run. So for those who don't know, longer video files mean they use more memory, and Premiere Pro requires a lot of memory to edit. Despite getting a fancy pants new computer that I've never played a modern video game on because none of them interest me, that fancy pants computer could not handle the video file of the VOD for this stream, which means that as I write this video and for Corey to edit it, not only did I have to do the 24-hour stream, I also had to play the VOD on one monitor after the stream was done and record it on the other monitor, occasionally stopping it to put a little break in the video so we'd have shorter files, which means that I couldn't have it running as I was asleep since that would make like an 8-hour file, which would also be heavily taxing on the computer. I think it could handle it, but it doesn't like it. So a lot of work in this one. Hopefully it was worth it. Wonderland has Lady Luck.
Lady Luck. They call her Lady Luck, blowing them down.
The card soldiers are a boss. Are we hitting them with their kin? Are they attacking us with their kin? If a gingerbread man is in a gingerbread house, is his house made of him or is he made out of his house? Card soldier drop. Red Nocturne's really fast right after that. Funny thing about statistics, the longer you farm doesn't actually make anything more likely. Like if you flip a coin 99 times and it's tails each of those 99 times, that doesn't mean the next flip is more likely to be heads. Crescendo. And Creeper. Aw, plant. This would be where I'd like to get the Soldier Heartless. You know, those generic little jumpy guys in the clattering armor. They're everywhere, but no joke. A full hour and 20 minutes later, still no soldier drop. I've got soul, but I don't got soldier, which was a problem because at this point, I had something I needed to watch. Because Kingdom Hearts gets off on being esoteric and weird, in order to unlock 6 of the cards in this game, the console or PC you are playing on needs to have registered that you watched the cutscene compilation of Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. That's the game that was on the Nintendo DS, but they didn't feel like actually remaking for the 1.5 collection, which by the way, that's just a collection of 2 games and these cutscenes. Don't act like it's super confusing. Oh, what is Kingdom Hearts 1.5? The games are so ridiculous. Buddy, are you confused by Namco Museum? It's not a real museum. They just put a bunch of Namco games in, a bunch of Pac-Mans. Anyway, since they don't want to remake the whole game, they just took the cutscenes and threw them in here because the story is actually important to understanding the overall Kingdom Hearts story because all the game stories interact with each other and the overall story of all of the games. There are no side games, there are no skippable games, they all matter. Oh, that's so confused. Shut up. Thor 2 gets brought up in Endgame and Infinity War. Did that ruin the movies for you? No. They just kind of expect you to enjoy the series and consume every entry of it. Anyway, since I've seen this compilation before, and because showing all the cutscenes would probably just get my stream taken down, and because every Wednesday I have a ritual where I watch Survivor with my friend Mason, I just let these play with a text box on screen while I watched Survivor with my friend Mason. Now, some of you haven't seen it, so let me briefly explain it here. Survivor is one of the original reality shows that changed the type of television that gets made moving forward, for better or worse. 18 strangers are sent to an island for 39 days and slowly vote off the other members in a tribal council, starting off in 2 groups of 9 and eventually merging into one big group. There are physical challenges where one group can win immunity in the first section of the game, but once everyone is in one group, the physical challenges are for individual immunity. Throughout the run of the series, advantages have been hidden on the island to encourage players to move around and deceive each other. I'm sure you've heard of Hidden Immunity Idol. That makes you immune at Tribal Council pretty good. The other advantages range from an extra vote at Tribal Council, the ability to leave Tribal Council, stealing someone's vote at Tribal Council, blocking someone's vote at Tribal Council, getting to eat some meat at Tribal Council, and of course, stealing the advantages someone else has if you know they have those advantages and you declare that they have those advantages at Tribal Council. It's been on for 25 years, and they've been running 2 seasons per year since the beginning. There are heroes, there are villains, adventures, triumphs, and defeats. Skip Thailand and Island of the Idols, every other season is worth watching. Now, since COVID, the game has been cut short because of the COVID lockdown procedures, starting with Season 41. Every season from then on has been considered the new era, and there are a few major differences. One of the biggest ones is the cut from 39 days to 26 days, basically lopping off a third of the game and making everything happen 30% faster. People don't like that change. I'm not totally sure what that has to do with COVID compliance either. Like, they screen everyone on the cast and crew for COVID, then lock everyone down on a beach. Unless COVID is being drop shipped in, I don't know how COVID gets to the island in 39 days when it couldn't in 26. Oh, and they cut out the loved ones visit, which makes sense. That's the point in the game where everyone did a good job, so CBS flies out their favorite person in their personal life. Nobody gets to bring Jimmy Johnson, the sportscaster, out to see them, because he's already on the island. That makes sense for COVID, though now both the 39 days season and the loved one visit haven't come back. I know COVID still exists, but is CBS acknowledging that? They don't acknowledge it anywhere else. Honestly, kind of seems like they're just being cheap. Now, this isn't to say that the new era has not provided us with some banger seasons. Survivor 44 gave us Carolyn, Jam Jam, and Frankenship. Survivor 42 gave us Marianne, who in exit interviews couldn't stop talking about pissing her pants.
I'm about to tell you the best story you're ever going to hear in your life, Rob.
For the second time in this podcast, Marianne's about to tell us a peeing pants story.
Yes.
Fucking legend. Venus Vafa, sorry it's late, but happy Mother's Day. Even in bad seasons of Survivor, there are great moments.
Flying through this puzzle. Got it! Dan thinks he has it. Dan is wrong.
But what makes a Survivor season bad? There are several factors, and obviously the worst examples are Thailand and Island of the Idols, but we're not talking about those. Just skip them. One of the bad factors can be the dreaded steamroll. Sometimes an alliance of players, or even just one player, takes full control of a season, and nobody seems to challenge them. It's a great idea and strategy for that alliance or player. Much like Smash Brothers, if you're in the advantageous position, just calm down, sit still, camp, and wait to win. That's sort of where we're at Survivor 48 now. There are 2 players who just kind of run everything, and nobody seems to want to do anything to stop it. Could be a bad edit for the other players, sure, but we only see what's on TV. And what's on TV, I mean, like, come on, do something. Joe is large, he's strong, he's got the riz, and he hates domestic violence. Overall, great guy. It's pretty hard to be mad at him. But currently, he's on a big challenge run, which is where someone who's bigger and stronger just wins all of the immunities and is never able to be voted for. Normally, not that big of an issue, because they eventually lose, and then they get voted out. But Joe's lost a few. Nobody voted him out. Probably because of Eva. Eva's great. She's from Minnesota, she's autistic, she's proud of it, and good lord, she's stacked on advantages. During this episode, she had an immunity idol, which means anyone she wants to be safe is just safe if she plays it, but also safety without power. That's an advantage that lets you just leave tribal council so you can't be voted for. It's kind of like an idol, but with the nuance that you don't get to vote for who goes home. Between those 2 advantages, everyone has just kind of left her and Joe alone and just waited to lose. It's not great. Again, the edit could be misleading, but generally speaking, you want to make people burn their advantages quickly. Sow some paranoia. Make them think they'll be the vote, even if they're not. Split the vote so that if they don't play their idol, they go home. There are things to do, and nobody's trying them. The finale happened yesterday as you're watching this, but I'm writing it and it hasn't aired. Joe and Eva are still in the game. They're still fine. Eva still has that idol. We're going into Final 5, so hopefully something happens. I'm not even saying I want Joe and Eva to lose. I'm just saying, you know, someone should try to make them lose in the game so that they win the $1 million. That's what I'd do. I'd try to win $1 million. Anyway, the cutscenes are 3 hours long, Survivor episodes are 90 minutes, which means we still had an hour and a half left. So, this is Haste. Haste is a platforming roguelike where you run fast because the world is collapsing behind you. Corey hadn't seen it, so he joined me for this section. Hey, thanks, Corey. One of these days, I'll make a Haste video, but it's weirdly hard to narrate because you sort of just run.
I just felt like running.
But you might recognize some of this footage from the background of the Magic the Gathering videos we've been doing lately. It's like Subway Surfers, you know, it's very good for that. Anyway, then I came back and hunted for the soldier drop for another full hour and it didn't happen. Which means by the time we fight the Trickmaster, the boss of Wonderland, it has been 5 hours since we collected a new card. Oh my god. Anyway, Trickmaster, we beat him, and then we get the card. In between worlds, Sora remembers there was another girl on the island. Not Kyrie, but another girl. Also not Selfie.
They forgot about me.
By the time we go to Halloween Town, I decide to start entertaining chat with my likelihood tier list for Kingdom Hearts 4 Worlds. Gargoyles? Oh, hey, speaking of gargoyles, D tier. Any fucking Disney TV show. Get your head out of your ass. What the fuck are you thinking? Really? You think they're gonna do fucking gargoyles? Yeah, they're really gonna do gargoyles. Oh, they're gonna do gargoyles, Darkwing Duck, and the fucking Launchpad McQuack. Yup. They're just, Disney's just tripping over their dicks to get those worlds in. That's going to be another one of those Phil just yaps videos that I want to make someday, so no spoilers for the rest of it. Unless you go watch the stream. We were like 12 hours in at this point. Good for you if you watch that much of the VOD. Back to the grind.
I see you whining and grinding up on the floor.
Gargoyle drop. If you're watching the VOD, this is the part where Corey was muted for 2 hours because I went to pee at one point, muted the audio so no one would hear me pee, and never unmuted it. Not totally sure why Corey was on the same channel where I pee. I'm not actually good at streaming, y'all, but hey, streaming, that's a synonym for peeing. I feel like watching the VOD to the stream while writing the script, there's a weird exhaustion energy that Stream Phil is doing, and it's coming through, and it's giving me that, even though it's been like a week since I did this stream. So I think Mufasa controls the fucking weather and is a weather god and is a bit of a dick about it. White Knight drop, Pumpkinhead drop, only if Sally is cool with it. I just don't want to come between Jack and Sally, or do I?
If you know what I'm talking about.
Oogie boogie time. He's naughty and we need to break those dice, then throw them back at him. Then the gate will open and we can actually hit him. Like Jafar, this dude never has a good boss fight. All of his boss fights are annoying. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. Mickey, you blow my mind. Thanks, Mickey. There's Oogle Boogle. Hey, look, everyone, it's Larxene. Will Phil be normal? God, I wish that were me. No. Look, Larxene was the first woman to solidify the fact that I like women who are evil. I support women's rights, but I very firmly support women's wrongs. She pickpockets the charm that Kyrie made for Sora and replaces it with a different one from that Naminé girl. Oh hey, that's the girl drawing pictures, by the way. So yeah, we have the Amnesia Castle, and the bad guys are using it to gaslight Sora. Let's fight. Here's the shit deck. Sorry, this fight's gonna go kind of slow, guys. Yeah, this one's gonna take forever. I'm sorry, guys. Fight sucked. I'm sorry. Upstairs, another guy has shown up. Larxene does lightning, Axel does fire. Can you guess what the third guy does? Here's a hint. He's not a nice man. He's a nice man. He does ice. Also looks like Riku's boots are here. That's good, probably. Winnie the Pooh is a great level if you actually want to talk about things that are happening because it's different than the other levels. It's a collection of mini games that give you cards. The mini game with the vegetables rolling downhill doesn't give you a card. It was a waste of time and a waste of produce. Food waste is rampant in the 100 Acre Wood. Tigger's Jumpathon, also not necessary, but I'm a big Tigger fan, so I'm not going to turn my boy down. Just kidding, I thought it was a mandatory minigame. I am a big Tigger fan, though that part was true. Whirlwind Plunge, that's what we're looking for. Sora and Pooh are dropping off the battle bus. Imagine eating lots of honey in Fortnite. Mega Ether drop. Bumble Rumble introduces a stupid card minigame. We have to fight bees with cards. Okay, brief explanation here. Doesn't really make sense why we can't just swing the Keyblade, but higher number cards beat lower number cards. Zeros are the lowest card, but also the highest card depending on when they're played. Oh my god, wait, this is just a normal game. Oh god damn it. Elixir drop. And leaving the world gives you Bambi. Riku is back. We found him. Good job. That's what we're here for. Roll credits. Fighting him, we spam the spells till we win, then get arrow for beating him. He apparently does not remember that we stopped fighting at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, so Jiminy Cricket recommends doing violence against him to jog his memory. Exit fight, enter night. We're off to Neverland. For the next hour, we're joined on stream by Zbex. If you actually want to know about Lorcana, look at her channel, plug now. She's a family-friendly creator. Please don't spam swears in her comments. For some reason, we were talking about the euthanasia coaster.
Okay, can't stop thinking about though is why can you not fold a piece of paper more than 8 times, but you can half 12 loops, a time and a half more than you can fold paper.
That's interesting.
Because that's what it's doing, right? It's going smaller and smaller. Like, I don't think that's
the
possible.
radius
Loops
is getting
should stop
smaller
at
and
some
smaller.
point.
Let's do 160. Let's get bigger. Let's get a little bigger for our hypothetical euthanasia coaster.
Okay, then it can go to 80.
Yep, so 160 to 80. That's the first step. Then to 40, to 20, to 10, to 5. No, you can't do 5 feet. You can't do a 5
See, that's
foot
what I'm
loop.
saying. Like, you can't get past 8. Like, no wonder you're going to die because you're just spiraling into yourself.
Oh, we got Fairy Harp. Wait, hold on. Fairy Harp? It's 7 loops and the launch is 1,600 feet. Still, 1,600 feet? Currently, like, the tallest roller coaster that's ever going to be built. Six Flags Qiddiya is building Falcon's Flight. How tall is Falcon's Flight? It's going to be 640 feet. This is almost doubling the current record of height on a roller coaster. So when it goes to 640 feet, that's why it's hypothetical. Okay, hypothetical. I guess hypothetically,
This engineer is sounding less and less scientific the further we go.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this guy who built the euthanasia coaster might not have been on the up and up.
No, he's on the round and round.
He's in the round and round. An hour later, we get the air pirate. But then Z left. Bye, Z. Thanks for hanging out. It's also our last guest, which means from now on, I'm alone. Pirate drops 30 minutes later, and that's the last one we needed from Neverland, so we can just spam Blizzaga against Captain Hook. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7. Neat. Riku is back. Fighting him again gives us nothing. Go on, girl. Give us nothing. Little cleanup, though. Since we got Glide in Neverland, we can go back to the 100-acre wood for Spellbinder. More cleanup. We're grabbing a chest in Agrabah for gravity. Speaking of binders, grabbing chests. Huh? How's that? That was okay. Interestingly, though, you don't get gravity in Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts, so, you know, maybe you should pay attention to your own video games, Nomura. Hollow Bastion is next, and we have a new problem. Wizards. Wizards look like witches because this magical castle doesn't bully their students to conforming to traditional gender roles. They're also immune to magical damage, so our entire magical-focused deck, touch inefficient here. We do find Divine Rose pretty fast. Oh, and I guess it's worth mentioning each of the attack cards have varied levels of reach, damage, and sometimes even damage type. Is that awkward when you're trying to string them together in very fast combos while also moving? Yeah, it's not great. This is also the second half of the game, so we've unlocked key to rewards. It's a very rare drop that opens up a secret room in each world with a special reward. In Hollow Bastion, you get Mushu, but it's also supposed to give us something for completing those cutscenes that we watched during Survivor, and it didn't. Maybe it's another thing we have to do that I've been dreading. Hope not. Well, actually, we have to do that thing regardless, so who cares? It's fine. Anyway, we get another room to reward, so I go grab the Lionheart Keyblade, which is the secret reward in Traverse Town. 16, folks. Give it up for hour 16. Oh cool, we're 16 hours in. The drop rates for actual enemy cards are so low, we only get to the Defender before getting another key to rewards, which means that we're going to go back and clean up Olympus Coliseum. Now here we get very lucky with a rare type of Heartless, not the barrel spiders, though those are something we are going to need eventually. No, we get our luck from the black fungus. I was eating here. This was 4 a.m., so call it pre-breakfast, something like that. Right after that, we get the metal chocobo from the key to rewards. Also still eating. Felt pretty dead inside, so no real reaction there. Things go relatively quick in Hollow Bastion now. Wizards, tornadoes. Give it up for hour 17, everyone. And Wyverns, just a little over an hour into Hollow Bastion, and we got to pick up some other stuff from other worlds as well. Wait, Maleficent. She's a dragon. That means she's weak to ice, but fire also does good damage. Basically, as long as you hit the head, it's fine. We're playing Elden Ring, you know? The weak to ice thing, I guess that's a reference to Pokemon. I don't want to mislead anyone. The Maleficent dragon is not weak to Blizzard. She doesn't take more damage from Blizzard. I was just doing a Pokemon reference. Hey, look, everyone, it's Marluxia, the actual main antagonist of the game. Nice of him to show up 17 and a half hours into the playthrough. If you're out of the loop, Marluxia was going to be a woman, but then someone making the game decided they didn't want to see Sora fighting a woman. Larxene is still in the game. Doesn't really make sense, but the fandom has decided that just means that Marluxia is trans mask and hell yeah, go off king. He's got a big scythe and uses roses, flowers, petals. You might say, hey, that would make him perfect for a Beauty and the Beast world, since, you know, there's the flower motif there. Yeah, you might say that. Oh well, it's not like there's going to be a member of the organization who uses cards and doesn't show up in the card game at all. Nope. By the way, Marluxia, not the head of the organization, he's just in charge of the castle and Naminé, since she can mess with Sora's memories by drawing. You know, they didn't want to put the main guy from the organization as the main villain of this game so that they could set him up for future games. We're all following the plot, right? Good, because I think it's time for a media literacy check.
I'm the main character, and you have to like me.
In every single Kingdom Hearts game, Sora is the most boring option for a protagonist. I am sorry, he just is. Except in this one. Look, oh shit, sorry, I forgot. Funny Atlantica detail. They don't even try to make swimming happen. Really, Sora just remembers walking around on the bottom of the ocean. Damn, his head is fucked, huh? Okay, anyway, this is the best writing Sora ever gets in the series, in my opinion, and it really isn't even close. Quick reminder story of this game is Sora climbing a tower that erases his memory, but also gives him new memories of someone he forgot about, Naminé. Except, if you couldn't tell, he never really knew Naminé. That's being made up, and basically the whole squad of villains is gaslighting him. With a witch girl that melts his brain. She's a prisoner though. She's actually nice. Doesn't want to do it. It's kind of forced to. Here's where all that good Sora stuff happens, because Sora is a puppy dog, a Superman type, one of those real generic protagonist dudes whose personality is, I'm brave, and also, I'm nice. Isn't that wild? There's the reason so many stories use this protagonist type. Luke Skywalker is this, Harry Potter is this, Neo is this, Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean is this. Just a human equivalent of white bread walking through a magical world. It's so that you, the audience member, can project aspects of yourself onto this blank slate. I said white bread, maybe I should have said tofu. They are there to absorb the flavors of the world around them and anchor the world to reality. None of them knew about the magic, so it's so good that people explain it to them. Coincidentally, now the audience also gets to know about the world too. Isn't that great? But as the series goes on, you kind of think, this guy sucks. Can we get a different guy? None of those guys are anyone's favorite character from the franchise. Every Star Wars fan likes Obi-Wan or Gulp Shido. Pirates fans like Captain Jack, or if they're based, Barbossa. In the case of Kingdom Hearts, you'll latch onto your favorite Organization 13 member, or one of the other lads that are main characters with personality, like Riku or Ventus or Roxas or Aqua. Aqua's an honorary lad. It also helps that because the game is a successful franchise now, the creators can take a few more risks when they introduce characters. They don't need Luke Skywalker to show you the Star Wars. You just know Star Wars. So here's Cassian Andor, and he's fucking depressed. Riku is so Cassian Andor pilled. All that to say, in Chain of Memories, you're playing as Sora, but they find a way to really cook with that nice boy character, and they do it through bullying. Everyone's so mean to Sora in this game. I mean, literally, the goal of the villains is to gaslight him into becoming a puppet, just break his brain. But they forgot about one thing. Sora is, in fact, the nicest boy. Which isn't to say that he's always nice. Throughout the game, Sora gets fucking angry for a little bit. He gets so angry, he's mean to Donald and Goofy. In Kingdom Hearts 1, when they want to separate the party, Donald and Goofy abandon Sora. In Chain of Memories, Sora's like, if you guys aren't going to help me find Naminé, fuck off. Go downstairs. I'm sick of your whining. This game is where Sora gets lost in that hero sauce, and it is great. But after all of that, when it's revealed that Naminé is gaslighting Sora, breaking his brain, and in fact never knew him or was his friend, Sora's like, I'm still gonna help out. The whole squad is like, buddy, none of what you're feeling is real, but Sora is just built different. His heart is more caring because he is the goodest boy. You know why it sucks that Superman killed Zod? Because while you can say, oh, Superman made a calculated decision, Zod would never stop hurting people, so he made a utilitarian choice to kill him. Yeah, you can say that. You know who wouldn't say that? Superman. There's so many stories about what if the good guy got pushed too far and broke, and damn it, you know what's pretty refreshing? What if the good guy got pushed too far and still stayed good? Maybe it's not realistic, but Sora is best friends with a 6-foot-tall dog and a duck that's the strongest magic user in the history of Square Enix RPGs. So maybe realistic doesn't matter here. Maybe it's just okay for a good guy to be a good guy. And when the story pushes him down and rubs his nose in the dirt, he stands up and says, I'm gonna keep being nice. Back to farming. With Atlantica, we have the Crab Claw, Sea Neon, Aqua Tank. Is that a Birth by Sleep reference? Maybe. And hey, Screwdriver. The Ursula fight makes you break her tentacles to hit her chest. But I don't know. I think with the range on all of our magic, we should be able to just spray on Ursula's chest whenever we want. Like, tentacles wouldn't slow me down if I was trying to blast on someone's chest. Quote me on that, you cowards. Let's wrap up the story. Why is the video so much longer?
It never ends.
Vexen is here and wants to fight. Oh no, he uses ice. We have a fire deck. He gets melted. How embarrassing for him. I will say he does have a lot of higher level cards that occasionally break our stuff. Not all that often. It's pretty fine. He gives us a world card to a place we've never been. Welcome to Twilight Town. If you're thinking this means Sora has to choose between dating a sexy vampire man or dating a sexy werewolf man, no. That's the Underworld Town, and I'm crossing my fingers it's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 4. This is also the last place to farm soldiers. So finally... Oh, okay. Never mind. It's soldier number 8, everybody. That's soldier number 8 of when we started counting soldiers this time. So we farmed here for about an hour before I got frustrated and started counting the soldiers we farmed. And this isn't counting the other 2 hours we spent farming soldiers. I think about 19% of the entire run is us farming soldiers because our luck was just that bad. That is the only enemy we needed to farm in this area, except, barrel spiders, but we can always come back for those later. For now, let's fight Vexen again, I guess. Sure, he's harder this time with more health, more big cards to break ours, and also, I forgot to switch to the fire deck, which means we're using the Blizzard deck that has some fire cards and then attack cards. Whoops. We're basically relying on the attack cards we threw in when we had to farm the wizards earlier. It does not work great. Really should have just thrown and died earlier because we wasted a ton of time trying to make it and reload the deck when we didn't have any attack cards and Vexen still had plenty. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Switching back to fire and he dies really fast. Literally less than a minute. We have the red Requiem card that boosts our fire damage that we got earlier. So yeah, that's pretty great. Neat. Suck it. Vexen is number 69. Congrats. Turns out, Axel does not appreciate Vexen's yapping, so he straight up Thanos snaps him. Show Thanos how to do it, buddy. Show Thanos how to do it, my guy. Yeah, fuck yeah. Kill him. Riku wants to fight again, but wait, why does he have the same Naminé charm we have? That's not right. Guess we'll just spam him down with blizzards and then get a mega potion for our troubles, which means since we didn't get an enemy card, we're probably gonna fight Riku again. Get a new boss. Destiny Islands. Hey, now there's a world we remember. I spent a little too long trying to farm the barrel spiders since this is the last world you can get them. They can randomly spawn in when you break barrels in the overworld, but the rate they spawn in is another variable to add onto the already low drop rate of the card. So eventually, I just gave up. The only cards we ended up getting here are the Mega Elixir from the Room to Rewards and the Dark Side from the Dark Side boss fight. We beat it by spamming Blizzard and then spamming Fire. Also Oathkeeper. It was called Oathkeeper before the far-right militia movement. Just an unfortunate coincidence. Naminé ran down the stairs to confess that she's not actually the princess we're trying to save. Our princess is in another castle. Unlike in Super Mario though, after getting told the Toad message, a goth middle schooler shows up to beat our ass. Or rather get his ass beaten by us. Spamming Blizzard again. Bit of a spoiler, that's the Riku replica card. Turns out Vexen made a clone of our best friend to bully us. Happens to me all the time. Right after that we have to fight Larxene again, and boy howdy, she stepped up the difficulty. Her combos, they're longer. They're harder to break out of. Eventually though, we pull off the win and get her card, which means she's dead. You know what? I don't want to play anymore. Video's done. Naminé does the full confession, but turns out Sora doesn't care. He's still the best boy, and he's gonna go kick Marluxia's ass for being an evil and naughty boy. Somehow we get the Oblivion Keyblade because of that. It's named after the castle, maybe. Only one world left, and it's Castle Oblivion. It's just, well, yeah, that's where we were the whole time, but now we're here more. We only have one enemy to farm here. It's the Neo Shadow. They're just like shadows, but Neo. It's a little tricky though, because the green Requiems are back and the Wizards are back, which means 2 enemies are immune to magic spam. Quick deck adjustment, and honestly, it goes pretty quick, like 20 minutes. We get the Neo Shadow card. Technically, we still have 2 Heartless left, Barrel Spiders and White Mushrooms. White Mushrooms are weird. To get rid of them, you have to play an annoying minigame where you cast the right elemental magic, or hit the Warpinator. It's a slate that uses stop, arrow, and gravity and has a chance to just erase nearby enemies automatically. Simple and clean, that's the White Mushroom. So only Barrel Spiders left, and we can just come back for those at the end. Which means it's time to wrap this sucker up. Plot bosses are all that remain, and those plot bosses are boss cards. Axel and Marluxia are fighting. Calm down, boys, you're both gorgeous. Marluxia wants to steal Sora and use him to overthrow the organization. He's doing a treason, but because he uses Naminé as a human shield, I guess we have to fight Axel now. Bummer. He doesn't like ice. Too bad for him. Axel card. Wait, Axel hates ice? Based. Axel card acquired. Weirdly though, he doesn't do the blinky stuff that Vexen and Larxene did when they died. Maybe he's still alive. Hope so. He's real cool. Marluxia is the only one left, and hey, Replica Riku is back. His memories aren't real, but hey, what else does a clone have to do except protect the weird witch child who put the fake memories in his brain? Oh, also he doesn't help us in the fight at all. Yeah, he's back in the cutscene, not back in the fight. This is the hardest fight in the game, at least for our deck. All of Marley's cards are really high, so breaking them is tough. They break ours a lot, mostly because I haven't really adjusted the deck. Yeah, it takes time, and I don't want to spend extra time, so we've been kind of just using the same deck since Wonderland? Whoops. Attempt 2, things go better, because I took the time to put good cards in the deck. With that W, we get our last non-barrel spider card from the main game, and we're still 23 cards short. Huh? Oh well, final boss, right? Gotta do the final boss. It's Marluxia, and now he's got an airship with scythes. This part's easy. Shoot it. Phase 2, we get got because the final boss introduces a new mechanic. What a great time to introduce new mechanics. It's Doom. Whoops. By the way, folks at home, mash it. Just mash it.
You're just mashing it now.
Attempt 2, we win because we have a bunch of zeros stacked up and we can break the cards in the minigame. Weirdly, one of his moves is just a wind box that blows you away. No damage. Then he scrambles all of our cards. Oh no, it's gonna screw up the math on all of our slates. If we were using normal slates, we're not. So I just hit Firaga a bunch. Firaga is better for single targets than Blizzard, slightly. Or should I say, slightly. I shouldn't. So we just hit that, beat the final boss, and go into the weird white butt plug to restore our memories back to normal. Even though that means we'll forget everything that happened in this castle. It's kind of like it's a writing device that they're going to use to ignore this game when you get to Kingdom Hearts 2. They don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that at all. Nope, they're like, that game's important. We hope you played that game. But where are the 22 cards that aren't Barrel Spider? Well, we've spent 23 hours beating one game and gathering all the cards within it, but there's a full second story in this game. So let's get edgy. That's right, everyone. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the Game Boy Advanced exclusive, has 2 stories in it, because games used to do that. You get to the end of a game, and then you'd get more game in your games. However, we are approaching a full day of streaming at this point, so I'm gonna skip some cutscenes and give y'all the cliff notes. Riku, Sora's best friend, got a little zonked out on the darkness in the last game, and a little possessed by an adult man, voiced by Billy Zane, the bad boyfriend from Titanic. Okay, well, Sora bonked the bad bad man out of him so Riku could be good at the end, but he's trapped in the realm of darkness with Michael Mouse from Public Domain. Somehow, he's in the basement of Castle Oblivion and trying to climb up and get out of the darkness. Good news, bad news. Good news, we don't have to build any decks. Bad news, we literally can't. In order to make the story shorter and faster, the worlds are smaller, the enemies are easier, and they just give you a deck every world you go to. First world, Hollow Bastion, pretty good deck. I'm kind of fighting random enemies to level up a bit, but then I decided, no, let's just not. We fight Maleficent and hit her with attacks. The combat has not gotten any depth, and the fact that you literally can't change your deck, it only has attack cards, makes the depth shallower. We're now in the shallows now, Lady Gaga. Against Ansem, we learn the extra secret technique. It's time to duel. When you tie an enemy card with Riku, you enter a duel mode where you have to try and break their card before the time runs out. Folks at home, here's the strat. Don't do a strat, just mash. It was too late in the day for me to learn this mode, so I kind of just ignore it. Michael Mouse is also here, and Riku is the only person he is a good friend to in the entire series. He's like he's kind of a shitty guy, actually. Yeah. He's our only ally card. He does light magic. It's low on calories, high on damage. It's actually low on damage, but it does heal you, and Riku doesn't have any other healing methods yet. We'll talk about Riku's lack of recovery later. Until then, there's no real reason to talk about any of the fights in any of the worlds, honestly, including the bosses. So, wow, would you look at that? It's Jafar, now he's dead. There are other Organization 13 members here. We have Lexus and Zexus. Zexion. They are never important, ever again. Honestly, they're not even that important in this game. Basically, Riku needs to handle the darkness that's still in his heart. The Organization members don't want him to, because then he could go help Sora. The only thing you're missing out on from the story is that Riku knows what he's doing. He knows.
Something smells funny. What's that scent? It's the smell of darkness.
He smells something that stinks.
And so are you for reeking of that awful smell. That scent. One of the scents has died.
This doctor smells
Darkness. Your scent is different. The odor is more foul.
Possibly also runs around like a hound. No, he doesn't run on around.
You and Kairi smell the same.
Captain Hook is where I learned that you're not just supposed to try and do anything but mash during the duels. Vexen comes down to fight us to get data, to make his little replica. This story is happening at the same time as Sora's story. Isn't that interesting? Traverse Town, we fight the guard armor. We win. It's a really easy boss. Monstro fight the parasite cage. The bosses don't have cutscenes in this story because they are literally just here because, well, I don't know. Riku never fought these people. These aren't his memories. It's just a bunch of shit that happens. Honestly, I would have preferred if this mode was even shorter and just the Castle Oblivion floors and boss fights. Not even just because at this point in the stream I had passed the 24-hour mark. I think a lot of games would be better if there was less of them. Vexen wants to test Puppet Riku against the real deal. Obviously, the real deal is better. It's really a real deal. Trickmaster is actually hard because the deck they give you in Wonderland sucks. More like, wonder why this deck won't let me land any attacks. When you lose, you can't really do anything except go grind. Maybe I should talk about how leveling up works. We didn't go grind, by the way. I just hit my head against the wall. So obviously you can't upgrade your card points. You can upgrade your damage and the unfortunately abbreviated dark points. DP. Now, why the fuck are we in Halloween Town? Riku does not go there. If the worlds are his memories, there's no reason for him to be here. Monstro, sure, he kidnapped Pinocchio there. Wonderland, he grabbed Alice off screen. Someone did it. Must have been him. Same with Agrabah, but make it Jasmine instead of Alice. He bullies Sora in Neverland and rents out Maleficent's spare room in Hollow Bastion. All of the other worlds make sense, except this one, in Atlantica. My personal headcanon, Oogie told Riku about a world with Hot Topic aesthetic, and that's just where he spends his days off when he's working for Maleficent. You might think Oogie Boogie is even more annoying with his stupid gates in this mode, but no, actually. Spells make it annoying because we spend all of them breaking the dice. This deck is pretty good at breaking the dice. I guess Riku just feels at home here. Ursula's weird, not the fight. It's the same fight as it was with Sora, but again, Riku never went to Atlantica. So my theory, he's just freaked out by the Squid Lady. She's part of Maleficent's goon squad of evil, so Riku did meet her. And then later, in Dream Drop Distance, the opening tutorial fight is Ursula fighting Sora and Riku because they were both having a dream about her attacking Destiny Island. Oogie Boogie might be the one who's trying to be scary, but Ursula doesn't need to try. Shit, he also didn't go to Olympus Coliseum. I think Riku got a Euro there once or something. Oh, look, it's an important fight against Lexus. There's 3 more vowels in his name than in the car brand, but I can't be fucked to figure out how to pronounce it, since this is the only fight against this guy in the series, other than data fights in Kingdom Hearts 2, but that's not the real guy, so it doesn't matter. What's his motivation? He works for the organization. How does he try to stop Riku? Hitting. Hey, Riku's been to Destiny Islands. Great pick for a world. Dark side gets fought, gets beat, and then we get to fight Vexen. It's cool how everyone has an X in their name. Bet that won't matter later. He has a gimmick where sometimes the cards you play get, I don't know, he like fucks with your deck or something. It's too late for me to pay attention to that. If anyone here is actually a fan of the Riku story sections of Chain of Memories, good for you. I'm sure there's a couple of you, and I'm sure you know the mechanics better, but honestly, we skipped over every optional fight, and we were very low leveled here. Also, I don't know what's happening, and I'm very tired. Only took 2 attempts. No more unique characters in the run. RIP to fudge. What was his name? Zach? There's no X in that. Zax? That sounds like a PS1 era mascot platformer. It's Gex and Zapper. He's one wicked cricket. Zapper playthrough when Tulok. The actual wall of the run is the Data Riku fight in Twilight Town. Why is Twilight Town here? Because it's also here for Sora, I guess. So many of his attacks just stun lock us, even if I wanted to hit a 0 and break his combos. I'm not allowed. Spending 20 minutes on a boss fight's pretty standard in Elden Ring, but actually, no, it isn't. If I ever spend 20 minutes stuck on a boss in Elden Ring, I want to die. Also, to confirm we're underleveled, we get 2 level ups after this boss fight. Haha, whoops. Final world is Castle Oblivion, but again. And the final boss is Ansem. He's our inner darkness, and we gotta make sure we have control of it. Hey, also forgot to mention we do have a way to heal. It's Oogie Boogie. His card has regen on it. We can use that once and have to switch to another menu, scroll through it to get to the heal, while we're just kinda getting rammed. Yeah, the fight doesn't go great. It's another wall, but only for like 12 minutes. What's the strategy? Mash X until we win. With that, we have cleared Reverse Rebirth, which opens up the last remaining cards in Sora mode. Time to finish this off.
I'm so sorry. I failed you. You trusted me. And I failed you.
So in some previous videos, we've done the fake out ending. Like, oh no, he failed to beat the challenge. And then secretly, everything turns around. But the stream ended. This is just over. Beating Riku's story is supposed to unlock the following Keyblades. Ultima, Diamond Dust, One-Winged Angel, Star Seeker, Monochrome, Follow the Wind, Hidden Dragon, Photon Debugger, and Bond of Flame. It's supposed to unlock the enemy cards: Ansem, Xemnas, Xigbar, Zaldan, Lexus, Zexion, Sykes, Demix, Luxord, Roxas. From watching the 358/2 cutscenes, we were supposed to unlock Total Eclipse, Midnight Roar, Maverick Flame, 2 Become 1, White Truffle, Blueberry Chamomile, Vanilla Walnut, Constant Comment, and Earl Grey. It didn't work. Sorry. Someone was kind enough to DM me afterwards and to tell me why it didn't work. I didn't read it. You can comment why. I won't read it. We missed 23 cards, or around 22% of the cards, which sucks pretty bad. 27.5 hours wasted. Look on the bright side though. Now when we do the fake out ending next time, there will be suspense. That's pretty neat too, right? Hey, thanks to everyone who came by during the stream, especially our executive producer, Aaron, but also to Mason and Corey and Zbex. And an extra thank you to Mason for editing the Survivor section of this video. I know it was everyone's favorite part. Join the Patreon to support the channel. Join us on Twitch to watch these runs live. Gonna be a minute before we do something like this again. Fuck, nope, Night Rain. Whoops. If you like me talking about cards, Tulok the Card Barian is where we do that. We'll see you next time, folks.